neutral site location here. Chase joining us from Austin, Texas, former kicker for the Troy Trojans, Houston Christian Huskies. Chase Cross, glad to have you back on. I'm Will Spain, your host, former long snapper for the Troy Trojans, Osby Governors, and partially Houston Cougars. Joined by my side, man of electricity, former offensive lineman for the Hendrix College Warriors, Luke Wallman. We are recording this from the beach. If you expect crappy quality, then you're going to get it. Today's agenda, bowl pick'ems for today through the 5th, college football players to watch for, full Week 18 NFL slate picks, pre-Week 18 NFL power rankings, best NFL bets, Mount Rushmore of college bowl game names. Thought this would be a fun one for y'all. Some elite bowl game names out there. Has to be current, though. College basketball picks of the week, action in the MLB offseason, Premier League update, and who's hot and who's not. Let's just dig right into it. What has been going on in college football in terms of the bowl picks for the last week when we last talked to y'all?
Is it lagging?
No, you're fine. Oh yeah, we completely a little lag spike there. Louisville beat Toledo. Then that was pretty much expected.
Yeah. WKU came from behind too.
WKU from behind in the New Orleans Bowl against Southern Miss. That was a big win for WKU. Really established the good end to their season. Southern Miss falling short without their head coach Charles Huff, though. However, so
I can't believe you would LB that.
Yeah. So let's talk about this next game. In the Frisco Bowl, Ohio beat UNLV, and this is something I did not see happening. And then Calandry hits the portal right after. Chase, did you get to watch this game?
Dude, for periods, it was kind of a shocking game. I thought Calandria played under, not up to his standard that he's played all season. I thought UNLV just in general was pretty poor throughout this one. This was one I thought that they would absolutely blow out Ohio, as Ohio wasn't. They were decent in the MAC this year, obviously, but when you talk about one of the top Mountain West teams, like a team that was in the Mountain West championship game, they should be able to handle Ohio from the MAC really easily. So it was a pretty shocking defeat. With that offense that UNLV has, to only put up 10 points, that's kind of shocking, to be honest. So
100%. I thought this was a huge letdown for UNLV in terms of their season. Kind of puts a damper on the whole thing. Hawaii Bowl was electric. Cal had this one wrapped up.
Was it 21 or something? 21
yeah.
At some point?
Cal had this wrapped up, absolutely just choked on it. Hawaii, amazing touchdown pass by the backup quarterback with 10 seconds left to take it essentially home on Christmas Eve. Fun way to kick off your Christmas season. And then we had the Sports Bowl. Northwestern took care of Central Michigan. We headed out west to play in the Diamondback Stadium in the Guaranteed Rate Bowl. It was a good game. Minnesota escaped for the Big Ten over to Mexico.
Yeah, no, I watched that game. It's a very good game in overtime. I mean, quarterback made play down the stretch.
Yeah, absolutely. And hats off for New Mexico. I mean, they really tried to get this one out. What the shock was of the entire bowl season, in my opinion, is a UTSA team with 20-plus opt-outs. We were all fading them hard, went FIU, and FIU just got ran over. I mean, it was absolutely just an atrocity of a game. UTSA dropped 52 points.
Yeah, the running back they had, Will Henderson.
I think it was 59, actually.
Electric. They could not tackle
59.
him.
59.
They couldn't tackle him. He was short, shifty.
And Owen McCown
They
was
would just
done
get him the ball in space, and he would make plays. And McCown obviously played great. But after that first two drives, I was like, oh, my gosh, FIU looks amazing. And then quarterback play was awful.
Awful.
So bad.
It was a huge letdown spot in terms of us for FIU. The Texas Bowl was elite. The Cougs got it done, baby. Yahoo Cougars. The person that lives in Houston picked LSU. Shout out Chase. And y'all almost LSU gave them a run. They cut it to 3 late, but the Cougs were just too much for the Tigers, who were down anyway.
I do want to say though, I was thinking that your boy Will was going to have a great game. The truth, Michael Van Buren, but I mean, he didn't play bad by any means, but I don't know. This LSU team is clearly looking to 2026 now. I saw some of their alumni coming out talking about how terrible the result was, but they're looking to 2026. They don't care about the Texas Bowl, if we're being real.
Yeah, they do not. but it's a good way to end the season if you're Houston. Willie Fritz,
100%
coming off a
massive
bowl
win.
win, 10-3.
Willie
The
Fritz is
producer in the
bowling some
background,
bowl.
thank you, producer, for the Red Bull. The Go Bowling Bowl was a shocker, to say the least. East Carolina.
I think that's the shock.
Yeah.
That's been the shock of
Be
the
the shock of the bowl
bowl.
season.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, you had no quarterback for ECU, and we know some of these Group of 5 schools when they don't have their quarterback, you usually don't see them win bowl games. And I
Or
mean,
games in general.
Eli Halston or whatever for Pitt played awful, just so atrocious, and that is why they lost.
Who was their starting quarterback to start the year
Yes.
anyway? Yeah, that was interesting. As well was Clemson's just lack of showing up in the Pinstripe Bowl. Luke, you nailed it head on the coffin there.
Yeah.
Penn State over Clemson.
I mean, they've looked better since since Aller got hurt for something.
100%.
It makes no sense, but I mean, that's what we're here.
Thought Cade Klubnik was going to get
Can't
it
believe they
done.
won that game though.
Yeah, Kate Klubnik did not show at all. You're correct there, Chase. I mean, it was just a piss poor effort from Dabo Smitty's Clemson, ending their 14-year postseason win streak. Incredible.
They had a
14-year postseason win streak ended. And there goes Arch
That's
Manning. He's gonna make a turn down the 50 and into Michigan territory for the Horns. Army took care of UConn. Pop-Tart Bowl, the People's Championship. BYU gets it done in a thriller. Fresno State took care of Miami, Ohio, as you expected. North Texas beat up on us out in San Diego State.
That's a good game.
Yeah, it was a good game.
Did
It
not
was.
cover.
They did not.
Pretty.
Virginia got it done against MIZOU. Michael, the only one that took Missouri there. Georgia Southern got it done in the Birmingham Bowl against a very opted-out Appalachian State team. La Tech came back from behind and beat Coastal in the fourth quarter. Illinois walks it off on a field goal against Tennessee in the Music City Bowl. We love that if you're a Vol hater, and we are, and we got it done. And then another shocker.
I want to start Chase. I can't hear him. Did he watch this game?
Which one?
The USC game.
Did you watch the USC TCU?
Yes.
So you
It was
saw how
insane.
it ended when the running back they had is like 3rd and 20, and he broke 4 tackles to score.
4 tackles to win the game. It was insane. And they on that drive, it was 3rd and 20. And it was this they all they had to do was kick a field goal. So they were just trying to get in better field goal position for their kicker. And their running back USC forgot how to tackle down the stretch of that game, and they had it won twice. They had it won in regulation, missed a ton of tackles, and then they had it at least go into a second overtime, and they had a lot of chances too. And I will say the refs were pretty TCU biased. It being down in San Antonio, not a far shot from Fort Worth. So I mean, the TCU corners were abusing the USC wide receivers, but that's still no excuse. Like it was just, I mean, USC just kind of gave TCU the game when they dominated it for 4 quarters. It is what it seemed like to me.
100%. And to do that with no Hoover is just a testament to
Did
TCU.
you mention that the guy was a walk-on that played?
Yeah, the quarterback was a walk-on
He was
with
a
one
walk-on.
leg.
Yeah, no, that was
Oh.
so the last time they won in the Alamo Bowl, the dude lost both of his legs. He was a walk-on quarterback, got both of his legs amputated. The quarterback that played, I guess yesterday, he was a walk-on for this year.
So are you
So,
saying this walk-on is going to lose both of his legs?
possibly? I don't know, but
Okay.
just throw that out there.
Just want to know if that's the parallel we're drawing here. Here's the picks leaderboard. Your boy also, always on top, up to Luke. Strong push, though, 19-12. Michael, 15-17 to Chase. It's just not your bowl season this year.
Dude, I
13-18.
can't.
You're looking,
This is the worst pick of my
You're looking-
done in my life.
yeah, you're looking quite punishable over there.
Yeah,
Which I will say, bowl games are so hard because the opt-outs make it so much harder.
it's so
yeah.
hard to predict, and I mean, most of the games, if it was the regular season, you'd probably get it right. But man,
Turning to the bowl games now, Vandy lost to Iowa in a shocker, at least to us, in the Relia Quest Bowl.
Defense was way too much.
Way too much.
The pressure. I think they had 5 sacks in the first half, or maybe it was 4. But the pressure got the Pavia in that first half, and they were down big early. I mean, they really couldn't stop the run. Also, at least when I was watching it, I mean, Iowa was able to move the ball all the way up the field, and they had 2. I think they had 2 red zone turnovers. So
Yeah.
that's another. This could have been a way bigger.
And that's been the story for Vanderbilt all year is red zone turnovers. Happened in the Alabama game, happened in the Texas game, and now happened in the ReliaQuest Bowl against Iowa. Tough look for the Doors after a very good season for them, nonetheless. But just you wish you would have capped it off a win. We currently have the Sun Bowl going on right now. Duke up 3 against Arizona State.
Arizona State took the lead.
Okay. Arizona State took the lead. Arizona State's up 4. Luke, you were the only one with Arizona State. Me, Michael, and Chase with Duke. We're also watching the Citrus Bowl. Michigan 20, Texas 17. 6 minutes left in the third. We're all in Texas. Hook 'em horns. Luke, you're on Big Blue, of course. Do you think you're going to get it done?
I hope we do. I mean, this is a very competitive game.
Good game.
The only thing Michigan can't do right now is stop the run. So which is kind of an oddity. I feel like as Michigan has been in the past, but they can't stop the run right now.
Chase, your horns get it done, though.
I think if they stop shooting themselves in the foot, if you look what they've given up to Michigan, I mean, they right before halftime kind of shot themselves. They were in the red zone, could have easily gotten 7. Should have walked away with at least 3. Had a bad snap that got them out of field goal range, and then the fumble by Niblett set up Michigan for one of their touchdowns. So I mean, if you're looking as a Texas fan, without those 2 plays, you're probably sitting at a comfortable lead. But this, like you said, with Vanderbilt, Texas has been prone to a lot of mistakes down the stretch, and so we'll see.
Center like pulls him to the ground.
By the way, if you're listening to this, Michigan just got called for DPI in the end zone. It's awful. We have also Utah up on Nebraska right now in the Las Vegas Bowl. We're on Utah. Let's get into the nitty gritty though, guys. Let's get to what we all want to talk about, and it's the college football playoff. Tonight on New Year's Eve, we have the Cotton Bowl, Ohio State and Miami. We're all on Ohio State against one of us. Luke, you go with the Canes here, so you get to start us off. Why does Miami get this done?
It's mainly I'm not picking Ohio State thing, but I think Miami's defensive line is going to be able to get pressure on Sand, and we've seen in the games Ohio State's played where they've played like, I'll say good teams like Texas. Or
Touchdown Texas.
They played Indiana. Sorry, excuse me. When they get pressure, Sand struggles. And I think Miami's going to be able to get pressure on Julian Sand. I think this is going to be a difference in this game. I think the offense is going to be able to do just enough to be able to squeak this one out.
Yeah, no. I think Ohio State covers the 9.5-point spread. I think Julian Sand has too many weapons on the outside. The running game's going to be able to get established. I think the Ohio State defense is going to confuse the hell out of Carson Beck. Their offense didn't look good against Texas A&M anyway, so, it goes hand in foot. I mean, they only scored 10 points against A&M, who really has only played the ass end of the SEC all year. I like Ohio State in this one to get it done.
I'll also say this. Ohio State played the ass end of the Big Ten as well.
Fair enough.
So,
And I'm always worried about the team coming off the bye. Chase, what do you think about this game?
I mean, if you look at it position group by position group, I think Ohio State has the better quarterback. Like Carson Beck has the experience, but I have not been blown away with him in big games throughout his career at Georgia or at Miami. And then running game, Ohio State wide receiver. Ohio State's got the clear edge with their wide receiver and tight end. Their O-line's better. Now, I will say Miami does have the better D-line, which could cause some problems for Julian Sand. But when you look at if you look at the linebackers for Ohio State and their secondary, I think Carson Beck is going to turn the ball over 2+ times. I mean, he's not going to be able to. I mean, you saw how much trouble that A&M defense gave them. And I think it's going to be even worse for them tonight against a really good Ohio State team. But I do think, like Luke said, I think Ohio State starts a little sluggish. Taking a month off from football you've seen it in the first half of some of these bowl games. Like even with Vandy, I mean, it's hard to win a game when you start slow. And I do think Ohio State will start slow tonight, but I do think Ohio State gets the dub. And I think Ryan Day is going to want to come out aggressive because everybody thinks he's like, I've seen everything. They're like, oh, he's going to go short game all night. I think he's going to come out aggressive knowing that. And I think they get it done handily. So I agree with you, Will.
Yeah, I totally think they cover the spread here. The next 3 games should be absolutely electric here on New Year's Day. Oregon, Texas Tech, and the Orange Bowl. We are split 50-50. Me and Luke on Texas Tech, Michael and Chase on Oregon. I will start us off. I think Texas Tech is the future national runner-up. Y'all saw it in my playoff preview. I think this team is elite on the defensive end of the ball. They have the best defense money can buy, the best defense money, oil money can buy. They have an elite quarterback. They have good receivers, solid offensive line, solid running back. Oregon can score, yes, but they also give up 500 yards to a James Madison team that is arguably, and I'm going to say arguably, I don't know if I'm going out here on a limb, is worse than Texas Tech. So I'm going to go and say Texas Tech actually should handily win this game against Oregon. And I like Texas Tech to, again, move on in the next round against either Alabama or Indiana, which I will, we all think will be a certain team, but I'll get into that. Give me Wreck-'em Tech. Ding, 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 ding. Luke, you're with me.
Yeah, no, I think this defense is going to be too much. Oregon obviously can score, but I mean, they've also played the absolute ass end of the Big Ten, and they've struggled against some of those very bad Big Ten teams.
Oh, yeah.
And I just think that Texas Tech, their offense is going to be too much. Like you said, JMU put a lot of yards on them, a lot of yards. And that worries me if I'm Oregon, because you really lost that second half. And I think Texas Tech is going to, this is the first time in the playoff, they're going to have something to prove. They want to prove that they are here on the national level, and they're going to win this football game.
Chase, you're with the producer. You're going with the Ducks.
Been back and forth on this one. I think this is the closest matchup out of every single one of them. I think both teams are really good at what they do. I think both teams have phenomenal front sevens on defense. It comes down really to how the offense plays. And I think, I've been back and forth on what I think of Dante Moore. I think he's a good player, no question. And I think he's a little bit better than Baron Morton. And if I think it's going to come down to the quarterback in this game. Both teams are really, these are two of the best teams in the country, and I do think either one of these teams is going to make a run, because I think both teams will probably end up beating the Indiana or Alabama, whoever they face. So, I agree, this matchup is probably going to be the national runner-up here. I think we can all agree on that. But I'm going to go with the Ducks. I think just the fact that they've had a game more recently than Tech, because I think this is so even. So any edge you can give, I think Oregon probably will take. They dominated that first half. Second half, they put in twos, and they definitely took their foot off the gas, which is cause for.
But one drive on the twos.
I know. I'm just saying, if they play the first half, the full game against Tech, I think they win. But this one's going to be super close. I think it's going to be a shootout, a great game. Maybe it could be a defensive battle, but it's going to come down to the end. And I'm really excited for this one.
Next up, we have the Rose Bowl, Alabama against Indiana. We are Indiana all across the board. Just quick one or two sentences. Chase, then Luke, and then I'll go. Why does Indiana get down here against Bama?
Because Alabama's been poor for down the stretch of the season. It took Oklahoma shooting themselves in the foot to win that game. I'm not impressed with the running game. I think Indiana has too much on defense, and Indiana's offense will not turn the ball over, and they'll be able to beat Alabama.
Luke.
I don't know what he said because I just can't hear him, but the front seven is going to be a big thing for Indiana. I think they control the line of scrimmage because, you controlled arguably the best defense in the land, Ohio State, the line of scrimmage, the whole game on offense and defense. And I think they're going to do that with Alabama. I don't think Bama can run the ball. So it's going to be Ty Simpson just throwing 50 passes a game. Also, did you see all the stuff about Ty Simpson? Like, this is the Autism Bowl.
Oh, my God. Yeah, against him and Mendoza.
Yeah, because of the Lego stuff.
Yeah.
I think that's electric, but.
Yeah. Fernando Mendoza, Heisman winner, Indiana defense, elite. Bama, and like you said, Chase, they played Oklahoma, who I don't think Oklahoma is good at all, by the way, in terms of playoff status. And I think Oklahoma gave Alabama that game. I don't think this game, honestly, is competitive as a lot of people may see it as. It's a 7-point spread. I think Indiana covers that spread. Final playoff game. The School up north, Ole Miss, the Rebels, against Georgia in the Sugar Bowl.
He knocked himself out.
I genuinely think, yes, Ole Miss hung in there in Athens against a beat-up Georgia team. This Georgia team is healthy. This Georgia team is firing on all cylinders. Stetson Bennett looks elite. This Georgia defense looks elite. I don't think this game is close at all. I don't think it's close. I think Georgia steamrolls Ole Miss and goes on to win a national championship. Luke, you agree?
Not that much. See, I think Georgia wins, but this Ole Miss team, they're playing with some was they just lost their head coach. They kicked him to the curb. I think this is kind of a dangerous Ole Miss team because like you got to think if you're in that locker room and say so y'all were in the playoffs with Troy, just hypothetical, and Summerall did this.
I like this hypothetical.
So and Summerall did this.
Yes, he
and
did.
He left and he didn't coach and he like kind of like trashed y'all a little bit on social media. Y'all would be fired up. Y'all would be extremely fired up. So I think this Ole Miss team is going to be extremely fired up to go play this game. Granted, a bunch of them are going to follow Lane Kiffin, but playoffs aren't guaranteed. So LSU could stink it up next year. We never know. I think this Ole Miss game is going to be close. I think Georgia ekes it out late in the game.
Chase, how do you feel about the Sugar Bowl matchup?
I agree with Luke for the most part. I mean, I think Ole Miss is going to be fired up, and it is a dangerous Ole Miss team. But if we look since that Ole Miss Georgia game, look at Georgia's body of work, who they beat and how they beat them. I mean, it has been absolute domination. I mean, even like we can talk about like a Texas team that's made a push towards the end of the season, dominated them in the fourth quarter. Like Kirby Smart just outcoached Steve Sarkisian. I think Kirby's the best coach in the sport right now. To go against, that Ole Miss doesn't really have a coach. Like you can say, they hired the DC and he's their new head coach, but they don't really have a coach. So I think Georgia wins in all of the fine margins that you need to win a football game. And, to be honest, yes, Ole Miss dominated Tulane, but the game was there for Tulane. If there a couple plays went Tulane's way, I mean, I'm not overly sold on this Ole Miss team, and I am definitely sold on Georgia with what they've done over the last couple of weeks, beating a good Georgia Tech team, dominating Alabama, dominating Texas. I mean, you're looking at teams that have been in the top 25, top 10 all season. So I
wholeheartedly agree.
I love this Georgia team, and I think they're going to roll over Ole Miss.
We get the Armed Forces Bowl. We all Texas State against Rice. Texas State a 16.5-point favorite. Supposed to be a pretty solid win for the Bobcats.
Rice has also got a bunch of opt-outs.
Yes, they do. The Hometown Bowl, the Liberty Bowl. We're all Navy against Cincinnati. Cincinnati has a few opt-outs, and Navy shows up for bowl games, especially at the Liberty Bowl for whatever reason they do.
Like legacy game, right?
Yeah. Holiday Bowl, we're all in Arizona except you, Chase. Tell me why SMU is going to get it done.
I like Kevin Jennings a lot, and I think Rhett Ashley is a really good coach, very underrated, and this SMU team has played well in big games this season, obviously beating Miami. SMU played well down the stretch. They did lose to Cal, but I'm not necessarily so sure on Arizona because I've seen some poor play out of Arizona too. I think this game's really a toss-up, and I needed to get points back too, so that's kind of why I went with SMU in this one because y'all all had Arizona.
And we were all Mississippi State the Mayo Bowl.
I got to do research on y'all's opt-outs because I don't know how many people are opting out in that game.
I don't think it's a ton.
Y'all have 20-something opt-outs.
Okay.
I don't know how many people are like.
Yeah, well, 3.5-point favorites though, if that says anything.
I know. I just would like to.
Yeah, me too. I did. But anyway, you knew I was going with the dogs anyway. 5-7, scrappy team gonna get it done. FCS National Championship in Nashville. I would love to go. Just by the way,
I know this would be
throwing that out there. Montana State against Illinois State. Money, eat shit, red birds go, cats go.
Is that just like the new chant that you came up for everything?
So I've been watching. I'm on Bobcat TikTok. They played this song at every home game. They play Money.
Yeah.
And no, it's not just Montana.
I saw the Montana.
It's every team. Every team. And that's what I keep reading their comments. Yeah, we do this for every team. Yeah, we do this for every team. Yeah, we do this for every team. So I cannot wait for them to do this in the national championship because, look, it's been a great story for Illinois State. It's been a great story. This game is not going to be even close. Montana State is going to roll the Redbirds. Chase, you agree?
100%. I love what Montana State's done this season, and I think they've been rolling in the playoffs. They look like the most complete team. I like what Illinois State's done to get to this point, but I think Montana State rolls pretty easily here.
Luke, you're sticking with the Cinderella story. Why does Illinois State get it done?
I mean, they beat the best team in the country, North Dakota State. I don't see why. They've been hot. They've been on fire this whole entire run. There's no reason why they don't have a legit shot to beat Montana State, and I think they pull off the Cinderella story and get it done.
That'd be electric.
It would.
It could be.
It would be electric.
It's a slight
I kind of want Illinois
sprinkle
State to
money
win,
line play.
but
Yeah, I do
What's
too.
the lie?
But
I
I
do
gotta
too.
get, like I
I mean, I
said,
just-
I'm gonna get all these right. So
Oh, well,
I
we
mean, I
can't bet
can't,
on
I
it
can't
anyways
pick
because
Cinderella in this one.
We're not.
It's on the 5th, I think. So,
Oh,
yeah. College football best bets for this stretch of games. I'm on Ohio State minus 9.
You're 5 seconds ahead of me.
Ohio State minus 9.5. Georgia minus 6. Texas Tech money line at plus 110. Can't believe I'm getting them as dogs. Indiana minus 7 and Mississippi State minus 3. Luke, what do you got?
I've got Navy minus 7.5. I got Texas Tech money line, and since we're on Prize Picks down here, I'm taking Blake Horvath over 1.5 rush touchdowns. It's a Red Devil, so that's
Red Devil.
Then I got Mark Fletcher over 55.5 rushing yards. That's the Miami running back. Oh, we threw a pick. You suck. And then I got Michigan money line right now.
That was electric.
Well, I've got Miami, Ohio State under 9.5 first quarter points. I think it's going to be a slow start to this game. I think that's free value right there for you. I've got Oregon minus 1.5 versus Tech. I think that they cover that. I've got Indiana minus 7 versus Alabama. I think that is a free pick. I think it's going to be a lot more than 7 points that Indiana wins by. And then, you know what? I do think Ole Miss is going to keep it close against Georgia. I do think Georgia wins. I think Georgia dominates, but I think Ole Miss finds a way to, keep it under 6 points. Where, maybe they're up 10 and Ole Miss gets, a late touchdown to cut it to 3 and, Georgia wins like 34-31, something like that. And then, I have Texas. We got to score some points here now, but I've got Texas minus 7 versus Michigan. So hopefully that hits.
Like the 1 yard line.
I like it. Just recapping what we did in week 17 of the NFL. Cowboys beat the Commanders. We were all on them. Vikings beat the Lions. And who saw that coming? Not
Nobody.
me. And evidently, none of us.
Yeah.
So, Broncos won a absolute crap show against the Chiefs on Christmas Day. Didn't cover. I have all sorts of beef with Denver and their lack of ability to cover. I've been calling it all year. Chase, you run the Texans over the Chargers. Congratulations, sir. Got that one done. We were split 50-50. Me and Chase were right on the Ravens over the Packers. We were all on the Bengals over the Cardinals except Michael for whatever reason. We were all on the Steelers against the Browns, which, hello, Pittsburgh got down to play football for a little bit.
No, it's because the NFL is rigged, and in order to have a winner get in the playoffs this week 18, Steelers had to lose that game. I am a little bit convinced that might have been what happened.
Okay.
That's not far fetched though. That is completely.
Titans took care of Saints took care of the Titans. Let me look. Jaguars took care of the Colts. We were on the Bucks against the Dolphins. That didn't happen. The Pats absolutely steamrolled the Jets. So Seahawks beat the Panthers in a tight game. We were on the Seahawks except Michael. He took the Panthers. We were split 50-50 in the toilet bowl. I was on the right side with Michael. We had the Giants. The Bills lost to the Eagles. We were all along on that. Split 50-50 on the Bears and Niners. Chase and Michael were right on the Niners. We were all wrong when the Falcons shocked the LA Rams at home on Monday night. Did not see that one coming at all. Really weird week in the NFL, especially for week 17. So let's talk our power rankings, boys. And I like it. We've got a little bit of flavor this week. There's a little bit of difference, except at number 1, it's the Seahawks.
How do you have the Bears ahead of the Niners?
Just trust, okay?
They just okay.
Just trust. Got the Jaguars at 2, Patriots at 3. I've got the Bears at 4, and only because this is straight vibes, all right? Bears are vibes right now. The vibes are high in Chicago. And I also, in good conscience, could not put them ahead of the San Francisco 49ers. I just couldn't do it. In my heart of heart, yeah, I don't care. They could have beaten them 10 times, and I still would have almost just didn't put the Niners at all because that's how much I dislike San Francisco. But yeah, fine, they can go in there. I almost put the Texans, though. So, Luke, I like your power ranking. Talk to me about
Love
it.
Luke's power rankings. I was about to say that.
The Jags are still a very good team. They've been playing extremely well as of late. I got the Niners at 3. Niners have won games. Granted, they have a terrible schedule, but the only reason I have them at 3 is because I think they have just a slightly harder schedule than my number 4 team, which is the Patriots. They have not played anybody, but they're winning football games. And then the Texans have won 8 in a row. So, yeah, they're my 5.
Chase.
Well, I'm going to start off. Seahawks are the clear-cut number 1 team in the NFL. They keep winning. I think they're going to slip up. I don't think that they're going to be in the Super Bowl or will be our Super Bowl champs this year, but you can't fault them for what they've done. Their body of work is the best in the league right now. And the 49ers are red hot right now. That offense, if you look what Brock Purdy's doing with, I mean, it's pretty much just Christian McCaffrey out there. I mean, he's using a bunch of backup guys, and I mean, he's playing out of his mind. They're about to get really healthy too. Fred Warner is on the track to returning. I saw him talk about that. George Kittle's going to be back. I mean, if Ayuk finds his way back into the facility, I mean, this 49ers team could get it done. I mean, I don't know why there hasn't been any more shouts for Kyle Shanahan, Coach of the Year, but you know what? That's because of how well Mike Vrabel has done with the Patriots, who are my number 3 team. I think Drake May is playing really well. This Patriots team, I love them. I think Drake May, after Matt Stafford's blow up this week, is your MVP, and then I've got the Jags at 4. The only reason I have them at 4 is I am not completely sold on Trevor Lawrence yet. And then at 5, I still got the Rams. I still rate them really high. Matt Stafford's good. They're about to get Devontae Adams back, and I think this Rams team will still make a run. And then, I wanted to put the Texans in, but I'm just still not sold on their offense. But that defense is the best defense we've seen in the last 15 years. Oh, shit.
All right, sorry for that, guys. We're back. A little bit of a lag spike here. Again, we're dealing with some tough stuff right now.
Our oven does not work.
Our oven also doesn't work, so that's yeah.
18 people. Can't cook.
Yeah.
Make it make sense.
Chase, sorry. Just restart your power rankings, brother. It is a huge lag spike.
All right. Well, we'll first start off. I think we're all in unison on this. The Seahawks have the best body of work in the NFL. I'm not necessarily super sold on them to win the Super Bowl yet, but they have the best body of work. And, Sam Darnold's been playing out of his mind the last 2 seasons in the regular season. So I love what they're doing. And then I've got San Francisco at 2. Brock Purdy is balling right now with what he's got on offense compared to a lot of these other quarterbacks. I've been critical of him in the past, but he is playing his butt off right now. And Kyle Shanahan, with the amount of injuries the 49ers have had all season, losing Brock Purdy, losing Fred Warner, losing Nick Bosa for the season. I mean, this 49ers team should not be as good as they are now. So he deserves some recognition in that Coach of the Year conversation. But then if you look at Mike Vrabel, what he's done with the Patriots, I mean, you see why he's the clear-cut favorite to win Coach of the Year. Then you've got probably the MVP after Matt Stafford's blow-up last week. I think the Patriots are as good as anybody. Their schedule is a lot weaker than the Jags, but in the playoffs, to be honest, I trust Drake May a little bit more than Trevor Lawrence. But that being said, I love this Jaguars team. They are very talented. I love what Liam Cohen's done in his first year there with the Jags. They are playing really good. And if Trevor Lawrence can establish himself kind of like he did in college, this is a really good team. And I still got the Rams at 5. I really wanted to put the Texans here because I love the Texans defense. I think this is the Texans defense is the best defense we've seen in 15 years. But I don't love CJ Stroud. I don't love that offense at all. They cannot put up points, and I think when push comes to shove, I think that they don't get it done. So I've still got the Rams in there. I think the Rams have the most explosive offense with one of the best coaches in the NFL with Sean McVay. Matt Stafford's an experienced quarterback. He's going to figure it out, and they're about to get Devontae Adams back. So Devontae Adams and Puka have been the best 1-2 punch outside of CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens in the NFL.
100%. 100%. Let's go to our Week 18 NFL predictions. Now, this is a huge week in the NFL. So let's talk about the NFC South Championship. Kind of. With an asterisk.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
So let's talk playoff picture, guys, as we're looking at this slate. In terms of the NFC South, the winner of this game gets in, unless the Falcons win. Then the Panthers get in. We have the AFC North. Winner gets in. We have the NFC West. Winner gets the 1 seed. Loser is going on the road for a away game in the wild card round. So you're either getting no bye or you're going on the road. So let's just chop it up. Chase, you're the only one with the Buccaneers. All three of us are on the Panthers. Why did the Bucs get it done?
Because the Panthers aren't going to beat them twice. I mean, the Bucks have been on a terrible slide as of late, but
Terrible.
terrible slide. They're 1-7 in their last 8 games. However, they have won this division 5 years in a row. They know how to get it done. They've won in these close scenarios before. I think that Baker is going to have the game of his season. I mean, if Baker can establish what he was doing through the first half of the season prior to their bye week, I think they can get it done. And it's going to be a close game. I think this is going to be a really fun one, and it's going to be a phenomenal game.
100%. 100%. We are split 50-50. You and Mikey on the Niners, me and Luke on the Seahawks. I will let you go first with the Niners, and then Luke with the Seahawks. Chase, why don't you go to the Niners?
Like I said, I think the Niners are the hottest team right now in the NFL, outside of maybe the Texans. And Kyle Shanahan is coaching his ass off. Pardon my language, but I mean it's the truth. He's calling great games. Brock Purdy is playing out of his mind with what he has, and they're starting to get healthy at the right time, and they're rolling. That offense is rolling. They're putting up points on everybody. The Seahawks, they're winning games, but if you look how they're winning them, they got really lucky to win that Rams game, and they just squeaked it out against the Panthers. So I'm not loving the last couple weeks for the Seahawks.
All right. Luke, why did Seahawks get it done?
I'm just kind of hate watching here. And Seattle's a tough place to play. Their defense is also elite. It is 1A, 1B. I feel like I feel like it's 1A, 1B with the Denver defense, and I think that is going to be the reason they win this game. So, give me Seattle.
All right, we're all in the Texans against the Colts. We're all in the Boys against the Giants, all against the Bears against the Lions. Chase, you're right with the Browns. We're all in the Bengals. We're all in the Saints except Mikey, who's on the Falcons. We're all in the Packers against the Vikings, all in the Jaguars against the Titans, all in the Rams against the Cardinals. The revealer on the Broncos.
Herbert's not playing.
Don't care.
Resting.
Elite hate watch here for the Chargers. Just picking the Chargers just because they got more heart than this Broncos team, frankly. On the Chiefs against the Raiders, on the Pats against the Dolphins, on the Eagles against the Commanders, all on the Bills against the Jets. And I'm on the Ravens. Y'all three are on the Steelers. I think, honestly, this is just manifest destiny.
9-8.
9-8 is so destined for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think Derrick Henry's been hitting kind of his stride at the right time. And I think Pittsburgh, hell, if you can't beat the Browns to get it done, you sure as hell ain't beating the Ravens. So give me Baltimore.
My preseason pick of Pittsburgh being in playoffs. So
yeah, Chase, why do you like the Steelers in this game?
I love Aaron Rodgers, and he's played some good football this year. He knows how to get it done. And I just don't like this Ravens defense. I know there's talent there, and Kyle Hamilton is going to be an All-Pro probably this year. But I just don't trust this Ravens team. Every time we think the Ravens team has turned a corner, like getting a big win last week, every time we think they've turned a corner, it just doesn't end up working out for them. So I think the Steelers get it done. I was shocked that they lost to the Browns last week. That was a shocking loss. But I mean, if you look at how the Steelers' record in Cleveland, it's not great. And I think, these division games, they're toss-ups, but this is a phenomenal way to end the NFL regular season on Sunday Night Football.
The best bets for Week 18. I love the Panthers' money line at plus 120. I think they get it done. The Cowboys love winning meaningless football games by a lot, so I'm going to buy minus 3.5. I like the Saints to get it done. I don't want this. I want the NFC South play-in game to be a play-in game. I don't want none of this nonsense. I'm taking the Saints on the money line plus 154. You got the Jaguars minus 12.5 to cover, and I've got the Bears minus 3. Luke, what you got?
I got the Rams minus 7. I got the Cowboys minus 3.5 because of my future. I've got the Saints money line. I've got Chris Olave anytime touchdown. Show's been finding them, and I've got George Kittle for a first touchdown plus 950.
I love that. Chase, who do you got?
Did Michigan get the first down?
Chase, best bets.
All right, I got the Panthers Bucks under 43.5 points. I think this game is going to be low scoring. Neither team can score the ball very well. It's going to be defensive. So I think the under is pretty safe there. I got the 49ers plus 1.5. You know how much I like, you know how much I like the 49ers, and I think plus 1.5 is good value for them. Cowboys love winning meaningless games. They're going to cover. They're going to win big. They're going to dominate the Giants. I got the Browns plus 7.5. I think that they'll cover that pretty easily. The Bengals are so hit or miss this season, especially that defense. I think Shadur will actually have a good game against this Bengals defense, and I think this one will probably be a shootout, but it'll be close. And then I think that's the Chargers plus 12.5. That is way too big of a spread for a game to decide, who's first place in the AFC, and especially who wins the AFC West division. That's way too big of a spread. And I know that the Chargers are injury prone, and it's pretty much Justin
Missing a
Herbert
lot of
against the
people, too.
world. But man, that 12.5 points, that's ridiculous. So I think that the Chargers will for sure cover the spread.
All right, we got our Mount Rushmore of bowl game names. So if you need to pull it up on your phone what the bowl games are this year, pull it up. But we've got some absolute dandies out there. And so let me pull up the notes like I always do for our Mount Rushmores. Chase, pick a number between 1 and 10.
Bro, 7.
All right, per usual, Luke,
What do you say?
7.
I'm gonna go 5 this time.
Okay, he's going to go 5. Well, I guess I'm going to go 4. Hey, Siri, pick a number between 1 and 10. It's 4. So I will go first, Luke will go second, and Chase will go third. I think it's very obvious what my 1-1 is for this year. And it's going to be the Pop-Tart Bowl. The Pop-Tart Bowl is going to be my first pick. Luke, you're second.
Give me the Xbox Bowl.
Xbox Bowl is an
Big
elite pick.
trophies.
That's an elite pick. Chase, next two to you.
I'm actually going to go with the Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl. I think that is a great
The Tiger
name.
Sun Bowl is pretty elite.
Going with the Sun Bowl. And then I'm also going to go with the Duke's Mayo Bowl. I think that is
Duke's Mayo.
that's a pretty classic name there. So I really enjoy that one too.
Yeah, no, Duke's Mayo is pretty. That's pretty good. Luke,
Our country. I'm gonna go with the Veterans Bowl.
Veterans Bowl. Yeah, little salute to the troops. Dude, I think, and this is mostly because of sponsor, but give me the Snoop Dogg Arizona Bowl,
To
dude.
pick that one,
And,
that's a great one this year.
the Snoop Dogg Arizona Bowl, and then kind of going based on the sponsor, give me the Cheez-It Citrus Bowl. So, Luke,
Give me the Music City Bowl. Can't go wrong. You're in Nashville. Great place. Music City's great.
Chase, last two for you.
I'm gonna go with the Rose Bowl. That's just iconic. And then I'm gonna go with the Goodyear Cotton Bowl as well. I just love the Goodyear blimp. Yeah, it's iconic, and I think the Cotton Bowl that's just a historic bowl game.
Get it.
Yeah. Rose and Goodyear Cotton, two solid picks. Luke, your last one.
Okay. Which one? I can't hear what he picked. Hold on.
He picked the Rose Bowl and Goodyear Cotton Bowl.
I completely forgot the playoff bowls. I will go the Sugar Bowl.
Sugar Bowl.
Like that.
Okay, yeah, Sugar Bowl.
I completely forgot about those bowls. I was thinking like your standard bowls.
Yeah, no, absolutely, it's fair enough. I think y'all gave me a layup here. The famous Idaho Potato Bowl is gonna be my final pick. Famous Idaho
Are you serious?
Potato, and we are moving on. So our college basketball picks last week: Harvard beat Colgate. Chase, you were the only one that was right on that. St. Mary's took care of Loyola Marymount. I was wrong. San Francisco beat Seattle. I didn't see this one coming. Luke and Michael did. Me and Chase were wrong. William and Mary took care of Tulsa. We were all William and Mary. Alabama railroaded Yale. We kind of were shooting in the dark there. Me and Luke were, but
That's a
yeah.
tough pick.
Miami, Ohio stays undefeated, beats Bowling Green, and me and Luke were right on that. And then Boise State beats New Mexico. And Boise State, a correct pick by Luke, thought they were going to get a home one, and we were all the rest wrong on New Mexico. So our leaderboard, Michael 44 and 12, Chase 26 and 10, Luke 38 and 18, me 34 and 24. I cannot come in last again. I swear to God, I will lose it. I will lose it. I cannot do 2 punishments. So let's talk about our college basketball picks this week. We were all on Michigan against USC, but we are split 50-50 on this next matchup between Michigan State and Nebraska. Me and Michael on Michigan State, Luke and Chase on Nebraska. I'll shoot it to you, Chase. Why does Nebraska get this done?
They've been rolling. They're undefeated. I love what Nebraska's doing. They almost got upset last night, but they just showed the quality of a team to, against a lesser opponent to come out and dominate. I love this Nebraska team, and you know, I'm not necessarily sold on Michigan State yet. I think they're good, but I'm just not. I've not been sold on the last couple Tom Izzo's teams, so I'm not quite sold on them yet. It's at Nebraska, which was a big selling factor for me too. Nebraska has one of the best fan bases, so I think they get it done.
Fair enough. I think Michigan State's gonna be too defensively tough for Nebraska to handle. Bama, Kentucky. We're all on Bama except Luke. Luke, you're on Kentucky. Why did the Cats get it
I
done?
think Kentucky's playing a little bit better. I don't think Bama's very good. I think this is like when I picked Nebraska to beat Illinois at Illinois. I think that's just one of these games where Kentucky makes it ugly and is able to get it done on the road.
Fair enough. And we're all in Arkansas against Tennessee. Luke, you're on Tennessee. Why does Tennessee get it done?
See, we were all going to be chalk, so I picked 2 games to flip. When I was looking at this with Chase, and I assumed we'd all be chalk on these last 3, so I'm just going with Tennessee because they're at home.
Troy has been rolling, and they will continue to roll against South Alabama. We're all on Troy. Iowa against UCLA, we were all on Iowa, and then Seton Hall against Creighton, we were all on Seton Hall. Hey, first time picking up the matchups, Chase. Much appreciated, and shout out you, dude. Good job on the slate. Appreciate the help. So MLB offseason, I'm gonna kind of turn the mic to Luke when he's done watching this Michigan Texas game. Luke, talk to me about what's going on in the MLB.
Okay, so Wilson Contreras has been traded. I don't think we covered that last. He is traded. The Cardinals got some good pitching prospects. We got a guy who's kind of an innings eater, but more of a project. And then I'll say shocker. This is mainly why I wanted to talk about it. The White Sox, who this guy is regarded, I think it's 80. He's got 80 power, and I think 80 contact, which is like on the scale for scouts is like 100. I'm gonna see if I can pronounce his name. It is going to be. Oh wait, is this dude? God, hold on. I did not have this pulled up. I don't have my laptop. So this is White Sox sign. Munetaka Uriaki. It's more of a project deal. They got him on like a 2-year, $25 million deal, which people were projecting him to be in maybe the like $30 million a year range just because of how elite he is over in Japan. And they've got some good young bats. And I mean, this White Sox team, if they can get some pitching, the offense will be there because they're going to have a bunch of young studs.
Yeah, they do.
So it's going to be very interesting to see if they're going to still be in the bottom of the barrel. So that is really all I want to talk about because that is like a blow up moment.
No, yeah. So I was also surprised that the White Sox were the team able to land him. I think baseball's good when the White Sox are good.
Yeah.
So
and also Rendon, they restructured his whole contract. He's done with the Angels. So that's another thing that happened too. So
Chase, turning it over to you. Give me a little update on our friends across the pond in the Premier League.
Starting off, match week 17 was very interesting. Manchester United got a big win versus Newcastle on Boxing Day, the day after Christmas. Manchester City still held on against Nottingham Forest. That was a close one, and Arsenal continues to roll. Brentford got a big win over Bournemouth, who have kind of struggled over the last couple of weeks. And Liverpool had a close one versus Wolves, but eked it out. And then Aston Villa, again, after getting dominated, found a way to beat Chelsea. Sunderland and Leeds tied. Sunderland's fallen off over the last couple of weeks, and then Tottenham gets a close win versus Palace. And then match week 18, Newcastle, big win versus Burnley, and then Chelsea Bournemouth looked like it was going to be a 7-8 goal thriller. 4 goals in the first 27 minutes. The game kind of died off after that. Chelsea's just before the season, they did win the Club World Cup. And so you're thinking that, oh, Chelsea's going to have a really good year. And they've honestly just struggled a little bit in the Premier League just down the stretch. And I think it continues for them just with the massive amount of competitions they have.
Big win for Villa, though.
Yes. Everton has actually been playing really well over the last couple of weeks, getting a win against Nottingham Forest. They're up to 7th now, I believe. And then West Ham tying with Brighton. Arsenal got a massive win over Aston Villa, who had won 13 games straight in the Premier League, which Villa has been on a complete tear. Come back a little bit down to earth. Arsenal winning 4-1. And then the shock of the weekend, Manchester United ties the Wolverhampton Wanderers, who have only picked up 2 points throughout the entire season. And this is the Manchester United team that everybody was really excited about over the last couple of weeks have been winning. And they drop points to a team who has only picked up 2 points all season. Terrible looks for the Red Devils, but
hey,
no.
It's the same team that lost to Grimsby Town, so nothing can
not too surprising. I mean, that's Manchester United in a nutshell. You'll get your hopes up about them for a couple weeks, and then they'll bring you right back down. So, not surprising.
It's gotta be tough for you to be a Man United fan. It's got to be tough for you to be a Man United fan and a Cowboys fan. I mean, it's just constant roller coaster.
Dude, I've been through it this year.
Absolutely. Thank you for that recap. Let's cap off this episode on New Year's Eve with Hot and Not. My hot, for the first time ever, we have been playing a golf tournament down here since 2018. I am the champion this year. I won at Kiva Dunes Golf Course. I beat my brother. He was my main competition. I literally had like a Tiger Woods or a Rory McIlroy celebration on the green. I hit the putt. I knew I had like river error, so I like left it short, tapped it in for bogey, and then
fell on his knee.
I literally threw my club, threw my hat, and let out a LFG and just started dapping people up. My knot is, again, beach. You wouldn't believe what the temperature was when we teed off this morning. It was 29, okay? Freezing my ass off. So I was not a big fan of the beach weather. Luke, what's your high knot?
Shout out the producer. I offered hand warmers to y'all, but Michael said it was going to be 45 degrees.
Yeah, cap, brother. Cap.
It was going to be 29 degrees, and I'm like, okay. But my high is the beach. We're down on vacation, having a great time down here, drinking beer, watching football.
Michael, come give your hunting on it.
Can't like get any better than that. And then we have some controversy up at the Jude. We all got $100 Christmas bonuses. The foreman got upwards of 8,000.
I expect.
The only reason it's like kind of a topic like it's a union, so like everyone's fair, everyone's all that stuff. So some people are not very happy, but I got $100, so I'm all good. But that is my knot.
Chase, hot knot.
Sports have been going crazy over the last couple of weeks. I don't know if y'all have been paying attention, but
the Houston sports has been going nuts.
Cougars got a massive bowl win. Texans have won 8 straight, and then Cougars basketball has been great, and the Rockets are looking like one of the best teams in the NBA. So, and H-Town right now, it is great to be a sports fan, even though I can't really claim any of those teams, but it's great to be a sports fan in H-Town at the moment. And then my bowl picks have been absolutely atrocious. This is the first year I've ever been.
Your bowl picks have been terrible.
In my I've been doing this since I was like 8.
Yeah, that's a valid knot.
I mean, I've been doing this since I was 8. This is my first time I've ever been under 500, and there's a real chance that I stay under 500. So I am sick right now with that.
Michael's hot over the college football and NFL playoffs. It's playoff season, and his knot is a valid knot. Michael Van Gerwen, our favorite darter, absolutely shat the bed yesterday against Gary Anderson. Got knocked out for the first time since 2016 in the round of 16. So that's his knot. And that'll conclude it for this crazy episode of Swiss Army Sports. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you, Chase, for coming and joining us again. Obviously, he's part of the team, but thank you for dealing with this. Thank you for dealing with all the lag spikes. Have a good, happy New Year, guys.
But you guys, we'll see you in 26.
Go Blue.
See you in 2026, boys.